Well, very warm welcome. Thank you for joining me. So today I embarked on putting all my camera gear in a box and shipping it off to MPB. And we have sold 4 prime lenses, some zoom lenses, a camera body, and various other bits. And all of a sudden I am now relinquished from the paralysis that is too much camera gear. So I've left myself with, at the moment, 2 lenses, 2 camera bodies, one which is absolutely on the way out, and that's one of the only reasons why that's not gone to MPB as well. So I think they were going to offer me about 100 quid for the Z7 II in a pitiful state. So rather than get rid, I thought it was an opportunity to not quite lose my footing within the Nikon Z system. And also the camera that I'm recording on is paired up with a 24-70 f4. Now, anybody who's familiar with the channel knows that I had the 2.8, which has gone to MPB. I swapped this f4 for a 200 to 500 millimeter lens, and yeah, so I thought I'd just discuss with you today my thoughts, my plans, my ideas. And I'd really quite like to get myself looking within other potential camera systems. So in the last week I've been delving around looking at some old camera systems. So I was going back to the start of my photography really. So I started off on a Nikon 32, a D3200. And from there I moved on to the Canon 750D, and then we moved over to M50 Mark II, and then I found myself with the Nikon system. I've delved during the time that I've been with Nikon for the last 4 or 5 years, with Fujifilm very briefly. So we've had quite a simplistic journey, and the first full frame system that I moved over to was the Nikon Z system, and my photography flourished and grew to a place where I feel that finally a system matched the vision that I had. And lately I've been paralysed with too much equipment, I feel, and there's been changes in my lifestyle. I'm no longer driving, so the amount of gear that I've got has had to strike a one lens type situation when we're out and about, and which makes no sense to where I think I might be going with the photography actually. But I had 4 prime lenses that were just gathering dust. So we had the 35 1.8, they're all 1.8, the 50mm, the 85. And the reason why I bought them lenses is because I was doing bits and bobs with weddings and sort of commercial work, that kind of stuff. So I decided that I needed them all, and that's what I did. And then I won a Nikon competition, and I got myself the 105 macro. That was used a total 3 times. Recently I went on a little conquest in the last video, and I've decided that all of this stuff has been overwhelming me, and when the gear was simple, the creativity flowed, and that's the aim really. So we still have the video camera, the Nikon ZF, and we still have a couple of lenses to keep that system going until I decide where I am going. And I have looked at old DSLRs, so we're looking at the Canon, back to the Canon. I mean, I was really interested in the 5D lineup. We never went there in the end, and then we moved over towards looking at Sony. Sony looks very interesting in the A7R Mark 5 is phenomenal. 61 megapixel camera. They've got a huge, exciting lineup of lenses that really interest me, and the reason why they interest me is because they've got a lot of lenses that can go from 24 to 105 and then 100 to, do you see what I mean? So we can keep it in a 2 or 3 lens system and then have some fantastic choices within there. And then I was delving towards the Fujifilm GFX 100S, and this system looks very exciting. It really excites me that I can just take a shot and then deal with the crop later. I mean, 102 megapixels is phenomenal. The amount of information and detail that you can capture within a wide shot and then do your cropping later. I think that's a really, really cool idea. So you would only really need certain areas covering within the Holy Trinity, if you will, and telephotos are not necessarily needed because you can get right stuck in. Do you see where I'm going with that? So yeah, so we've liberated ourselves from a ridiculous amount of camera gear. My office is looking a lot more tidier because what was happening is, as well as this space, I had lenses laying there, over here, back there, and all my gear was very unorganised. And every time I was going out, I was under the dilemma of how should we shoot today? Should we take this lens, that lens? I should really take that lens because it's not being used very much. But what about that one? No, I should always have the 24 to 70. And do you see where I'm going? And it's just got a little bit chaotic. And so we attempted 3 times to send the gear to MPB. And the first time that I came up with an agreement, I bottled it, and then I couldn't bring myself. I thought, you're making a mistake. You're going to absolutely regret this. Same again the second time. And anyway, they increased the offer a little bit, and that just swayed me. And then the GFX system is something that's really exciting me. So, one, I really like the idea of the megapixels. I think that's just something that's I think it's quite exciting to be able to be one of the people that photographs certain scenes within the Mars that's got such a such a high quality potential, and yeah, the creative potential as well. From what I can see, is the files look an absolute treat to deal with in editing. So the artistic situation can come in tenfold. And I always remember when I went to full frame and it was liberating. It changed everything for me, and I think it was because it was the excitement of the new and the capabilities of what was in my hand and all the rest of it, and that's what's pushing me towards the medium format. Potentially, we love the Nikon Z system. We think that technology can only go so far within the full frame setup. I think the reason why we're not seeing huge growth within the amount of megapixels and the images, it's stagnated up to a point, and I think the natural progression, if you want to improve the quality of the images, as in the information retained for you to play with, you're going to have to jump up a step. So that's my intention, potentially. And I was looking at the EF glass as well, and a lot of the EF glass, so the Canon full frame glass, can be used on this system. So if it's not for me, I can obviously keep my foothold within the Nikon Z system, and I can also delve into some of the older Canon cameras, is what I was thinking. So I would really like to test out. I mean, the EOS 1DSs and stuff like that. I'm really excited to see what the fuss was all about and get my hands on some of these iconically masterful cameras that are available. And I really, really like the idea of trying out all the systems, not being stuck on one, and moving around and seeing what colour sciences work better and what fits me for certain scenes and all the rest of it. And I think it's quite an exciting prospect to open up the idea of exploring what's available on the market, and that's what I'm going to attempt to be doing. And yeah, I just thought I'd share some of my thoughts today on where we're going. A little bit nervous, a little bit scared of sending all my gear, but now it's gone. It's in the hands of the MPB gods, and I'm hoping that they'll give me a good price for them. And then, yeah, we will see where we end up. But I think it's going to be exciting and very interesting to see exactly where we go with this one. So yeah, I've been a little bit quiet because I've been doing lots of thinking and planning lots of moving around with the equipment. So yeah, that's why you're not seeing much of me. So hopefully the next video we will have an update and we will have a new camera system. But if not, we will definitely be getting out with this this one for something, because we're getting some quite nice weather at the moment. Anyway, I'm rambling. You know what I'm saying. If you like these videos as well, don't forget to subscribe. But thank you very much. Bye bye.